Oh, oh hell no. Guys, let's just do a dark video. This is what I have to struggle every time I make a video. Calm that down a little bit. Let's say that you broke up with like your boyfriend, okay? And he did the breaking up, and you're just left there. You might find that you actually put your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriend on a pedestal, and you're constantly stalking their social media. You're constantly just like trying to connect yourself to them when you know that you can't really connect yourself, like that it's over, but you still kind of feel like you have that connection. And this is so harmful. Like, this happened with my relationship as well, when I ended things off with my ex. Even though I kind of did the ending off, I feel like I saw it coming a long way. But even though I ended things off, I still stupidly found myself thinking that this person was God himself. God forbid, I don't want to ever say that again, but I was just so obsessed, and I'm very grateful that this didn't last for a long time. I quickly got over this state of putting them on a pedestal and just obsessing over them and just obsessing how they acted. If someone treated you like shit, then it's even worse, because you don't know why you're doing this to yourself. You don't know why you're putting them on a pedestal, but it's just kind of happening. And I did a little bit of research. Your girl kind of did her little thing here, and I found out the reason why we put people on pedestals, and I kind of made my own solution to this, as to how we can take them off that pedestal, throw them on the ground, and climb up that ladder ourselves. So first of all, whenever you put another person on a pedestal, almost 99% of the time, you have low self-worth and low self-esteem. And that is one of the main reasons that contributes to you thinking so highly of this person who basically trashed you. There's also kind of a sense of guilt and regrets, because you might have made mistakes in that relationship, and now that they have ended things off with you, you want to repair that. And for my personal beliefs, when you end things off with someone, or when someone ends things off with you, don't go back to them. And I've made this mistake a lot, even with some of my friendships, I went back because I didn't find myself worthy of finding someone new. And that's where the low self-esteem actually comes in. You see what I mean? You don't find yourself worthy of finding someone else who can fill the void, almost. Someone who can even be close to who that person was. And that might be true. You might be thinking that no one else can replace this person, and no one else has to. I feel like a big reason of letting go is just accepting the fact that this person can't be replaced. This person will always just be a part of your identity, will always be a part of your life, even if you don't talk to them anymore. But it's just the fact that we have to take them off the pedestal and put ourselves on the pedestal and realize that this person has helped us become who we are today. And just because they've helped us become who we are, they're not special. They're not cooler than us. They're not more important than us. They're just an ordinary human being on this earth, just like you and me. We're constantly picturing them as perfect people. We're constantly picturing them as people who made no mistakes. We're picturing them as the perfect one in the relationship. Especially if someone loves you a lot, someone was head over heels for you, and they kind of just end things off. Is really weird. It's a really weird state of mind that you're in. And I feel like putting them on a pedestal is almost like a state of shock that you're in. It's so difficult to have a person be literally obsessed over you, and then all of a sudden they're not. Especially me, I used to be a control freak, okay? And I always wanted the other person to listen to what I said. And I always wanted the other person to, like, just kind of view me as very well respected and all that. And it was really hard to me, like, for me to be vulnerable with my partner. Like, now it's much different because I've healed and stuff, but in the past it was so hard. Like, I always just kind of kept, like, the cool act on, and just, I was kind of like an avoidant almost. Like, I had an avoidant attachment style, which is why the other person, like, kept running after me. And I quickly found out that was not healthy. But by the time that I ended things off with that person, the like sense of control was just gone. Like, I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, my whole world just fucking crashed, because I went from literally telling this person what to do in our relationship and all of that to literally not having that control at all. And I'm not kind of blaming this on myself. Of course, the relationship was like a two-way kind of struggle, but I do feel like being so controlling of someone turns into like the opposite when you break up. Like, when you always control someone, you end up putting them on a pedestal when you break up. Like, I feel like that kind of combo always just happens. Like, I don't even think it's like controllable. Like, it just happens naturally. What I did to take them off the pedestal is to literally make an ick list about all the shit that we went through and all the shit that this person did to me. And I didn't want to hate them, because that would be bad for me, you know? Like, hating this person is not what I wanted. I wanted to ultimately forgive them for myself. I wanted to be, like, forgiving of myself and be more compassionate of myself for the mistakes that I made. But I just couldn't stop stalking them. I just couldn't stop obsessing over them. And I did give this person another chance. Like, we did talk again for a moment of time. And it wasn't until the fact that I saw that this person did not deserve that. This person did not deserve me, and this person did not deserve a second chance. And whatever mistakes they made in our relationship is on them. Whatever mistakes I made in my relationship is on me. And the fact that either of us were hurt by our actions is totally our faults. If your partner or your ex-partner is hurt by the things you did, of course, you know, you have to hold some level of accountability, but you can't take that guilt and take it on for the rest of your life. You can't view them as a perfect person, because deep down inside you do know that it was equally their fault, or maybe even less, the fact that the relationship ended. It's so difficult for us to accept this. It's so difficult for us to accept that when someone pulls away from a relationship, instead of letting them go, we're constantly just running behind them. Why? I feel like when you see someone else putting someone in their life, or someone who was in their life, on a pedestal, you quickly see that in yourself, and you quickly learn from that, and you learn how to just let go of this hierarchy that you have made in your mind. You have to believe that you are the main character of your life. You have to believe that you are the most important person in your life. You have to believe that you are that person. You can't live a life where you don't forgive yourself, and you can't live a life where you're constantly putting your needs below others. And this connects to putting people on a pedestal. You're so lost in that relationship, and you're so lost in your rose-colored glasses worlds that you fail to see the true colors of this world. You fail to see the true colors of what that relationship was and how badly you were affected by that. And now that it has ended, your brain is going to do anything it can to get you back with that person. And it's not your fault. It's just that all of a sudden you let go and you want this person again, it's not your fault, because you might have spent a lot of time with this person, and all of a sudden if you don't talk, it's kind of like a shock to you. Putting people on pedestals, or putting our ex friends or ex boyfriends or ex girlfriends on pedestals, is a way of coping, is a way of letting you know that, hey, I don't have to hold myself accountable if I just picture this person as a god. You almost just submit in a really weird way. You like surrender to like this person. You're like, okay, it was my fault. And it's just a sign to really work on your self-worth and self-love. If you don't work on it now, you're gonna quickly find yourself in the same position, the exact same position, and you won't learn until you've been taught that lesson over and over again. Putting people on a pedestal and obsessing over them is simply a matter of self-control. You have to come back to reality and realize that this significant person is not all fun. It's not all, it's not all rosy in your rose-colored glasses. There are some areas that they had thorns. There are some areas that they lacked. And that is why your relationship came to an end. You can't keep blaming yourself for things that another person is also responsible for. And I'm not saying to not hold yourself accountable. You are the first person who should hold yourself accountable. That's the first thing you should be doing. But don't take another person's burden and put it on your own. Okay, you are loved. You are cared for. And for most of us, we have really amazing people in our lives, and people that we love, and people that we make happy. And you just kind of have to affirm to yourself that I make a difference in people's lives. And just because I made mistakes with this certain relationship, that's not who I am. Maybe the person in your relationship wasn't even you. Maybe the person in the relationship was someone that was kind of born from all the toxicity in the relationship. I always love this quote, and I love saying this: don't be around people that bring out the worst in you. Sometimes it's not you who's in that situation. Sometimes it's someone that you don't even know. And we do have to be accountable for that person that is, made from all that mess, but we also have to learn to take them out of our lives and just become ourselves again. I know that the real you, the one that loves himself a lot, would never put this person on a pedestal. Our emotion, which is love, our natural human emotion, love, doesn't encourage us to put people on pedestals. Love encourages us to hold yourself accountable and take the other person out of our lives if they're not healthy for us. Don't make your situation into something that it's not. Have some self-respect. Self-respect over feelings any fucking day. And yeah, you're fucking important. And you matter just as anyone else in this world. And your feelings have been hurt. Your feelings might have been played with. Your trust might have been lost. But don't make a lesson into a heartbreak. Don't break yourself to the point where you're literally so shattered that you can't glue yourself together anymore. I love you so much, and I will keep you in my prayers. And yeah, I kind of just went on like a little bit of a rant, but I don't know. This is just something that I've like really struggled with, and a new perspective that has helped me change and love myself even more, even after the mistakes that I've made. Because we're always learning, and it's not fucking fair to hold myself guilty for the rest of my life. Or even you. It's not fair to you to hold yourself guilty for the rest of your life if you're aware of what you've done, and you're aware of the mistakes that you've made, and you're willing to grow. We are growing every day, and you don't deserve to live a life full of misery and guilt and all of that shit. You deserve to start fresh, and that's gonna start now. Mwah. Broken nails, bitch. Bye.